Hello everybody, Coach Nate here with week 6, the final week. It's also going to be the hardest week, okay? But let's think back. We started this thing 5 weeks ago. Maybe somebody got off to a great start and they had some momentum and then they lost it. Maybe somebody has been pretty consistent all the way along. Maybe you did nothing and then just last week you were like, I really want to do something, and then you still haven't done anything. No matter where you are on this path right now, you still can make a change. You still can make some changes. You can still make progress for your team, for yourself, whatever it happens to be. Every little bit counts, right? Whether it's, hey, you know what, I didn't do anything for 5 weeks, and then that last week I actually made a couple of changes, and I really liked the way that I felt when I implemented, week 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, or all of them, or whatever it is. You and I can discuss that in our consultation next week, the week after, I guess. When we sit down and chat about stuff. So even if you haven't had progress, you'll at least have some information, some knowledge that we can go work on together and try to make a plan and a path for you for the future, okay? So this week we are going to, this is, I told you, the hardest one. It's going to be the hardest for anybody to get points. You get to put in a little bit of legwork here, but we are going to track your macros. Okay, so that means you're going to track your macronutrients, your proteins, your carbs, and your fats at every meal. Ideally, we are using a scale and a macronutrient tracker. We suggest an app like MyFitnessPal or whatever. But at very least, I want you to at least write down what was carbs, what was protein, and what was fats in your meals. I'll give you the points for that. We're just trying to learn, right? But the more knowledge you have, the more knowledge you have, right? So if we can track the actual grams of fat, the grams of protein, the grams of carbohydrates, so we weigh and measure our food as we make it and eat it, it's not something that you're going to have to sustain forever. Not everyone has to do that. Some people, it's really important and they continue to do it. Some people, I've done it myself for periods of time where I was really strict on counting it. Right now, I currently track my breakfast. So I weigh and measure my breakfast. My lunch is usually leftovers or a certain lunchtime thing we have, like taco salad or wraps that my wife and I have, and we kind of know exactly how much of everything we're putting in anyways, just by eyeballing it. I'll sometimes weigh my ground beef in those things. And then at dinner time, we just have dinner, right? I kind of know the serving size based on having tracked my macros for periods of time in the previous history, right? So what I want you to learn from this is for example, my wife, she used to make food and she would eat a couple of turkey pepperoni sticks that she got from Costco with some aioli dip, and she would eat that. And then when it's time to track, that stuff didn't even go through. She's like, oh, what did I have today? I had breakfast, I had lunch, and I had dinner. She doesn't even think about the pepperoni sticks and the aioli dip. And then when she does think about it, she thinks, it's a little tiny bit of dip, and pepperoni sticks are protein, right? Well, no, pepperoni sticks, even turkey pepperoni sticks, there's a lot more fat in there than protein, percentage-wise. The aioli dip, pure fat. Any types of dips, sauces, they're all sugars and fats. You'd be surprised how many calories you're actually intaking. If I tell you should be eating 1,500 and you're like, oh, I barely eat 1,000. Most people are well over 1,500 when we actually track the food that they ingest. And I'm talking everything if possible. That's the way that you can get your most bang for your buck and learn the most about it. And again, like I said, it doesn't mean for the rest of your life you have to weigh and measure your food, but it's going to give you a good perception, a good idea, a good understanding of what it is that you're actually eating, okay? MyFitnessPal, for example, already has, if you went to Cactus Club and ordered the lettuce wraps, you just go to MyFitnessPal, type in Cactus Club lettuce wraps, boom, populates for you, shows you the macros, it's all there for you, right? Not saying that you should be going to eat that stuff all the time, but anytime you eat out, it's all already into the system for you. If you put in lean ground beef and you say you bought a package that was 500 grams, so 1 pound-ish, right? And you knew that that's what the package said, and you ate a quarter of it. You can divide that out and create the math and kind of figure out where you're at, right? Serving sizes, you could measure a tablespoon of stuff and it shows you on the back of a Heinz ketchup how much is in a serving. You can do that kind of mathing if you don't have a scale. But we really need to track some of this information so that we can actually look forward. The example that I'll give you is the scale. A lot of you guys, maybe you haven't lost a lot of weight over this challenge, a lot of people. You might step on the scale and be like, I only lost 2 pounds. But when we look at the depth of information that we're going to get from the in-body scanner, you might have lost 6, 7 pounds of fat and gained 5 pounds of muscle. The main scale only gives you a 2 pound change and you feel like, oh man, I'm forlorn, I'm upset, I'm distraught that I didn't make any changes. But when we get more information added to the pie, to the puzzle, we can see that, wow, we did actually make changes, and we can see where that muscle is and where that loss is, and we just have way more knowledge from it, and we can actually make informed decisions going forward from there. Okay, so track your macros, get your abs, your mobility, all the different stuff that we always get in. And then the bonus challenge this week is going to be burpee based. You do 10 on Monday, 20 on Tuesday, 30 on Wednesday, 40 on Thursday, 50 on Friday, 60 on Saturday. If you miss a day, you just bump the numbers. So if I did 10 on Monday and I missed Tuesday, Wednesday, then I do 20 on Thursday, right? I just keep the next number in line that I should have done. So I don't jump to 40 to get the next point. I just don't get those points for the days I didn't do. And then the team challenge is going to build right off of that. It's going to be total burpees done by your team this week. So yeah, you got to keep track of them all week long. Everybody, how many burpees you did. We will adjust for the teams that have less people. So if you have 9 people instead of 10 people, we'll give an average and we'll figure out what your total is. And we're gonna give some bonus points. If you can get somebody else to do the burpees with you and get a video of it and put it in the chat. So like if I'm on a team and I'm doing burpees with like some random dude on the street, or with my wife or my kids or people at work that aren't on my team, right? They're already doing it, so they're getting points. But just random people from the community, and I'm helping them get fitter at the same time, and they're doing the burpees with me, we're gonna give you a bonus point for each of those situations. Kind of like the way we did, like, you know, whoever's got the coolest video of the most people or doing the craziest burpees or whatever it is, we'll assign some assorted bonus points for those. Okay, let's have a great final week. Let's really push hard to the finish, and I can't wait to see you guys crush the rest of the challenge and yeah, get those in-body scans. See you soon.